Hi, it's Branko from Oz Tutoring showing another SATS paper walkthrough. So just a couple of disclaimers. It's not a teaching paper, it's not a teaching video as such. I might just talk through some ideas and some suggestions about how to get through the paper and how to approach each question, but it's not necessarily a teaching paper. May make the odd mistake here and there because I am human, but I will pull myself up on them and show you how marks can be lost in that particular moment and how they can be regained if you realise what you've done. So let's get started. So this is the front page of the paper. So it's a 2023 paper. It's reasoning. It's paper 2. So you'll need to fill in your information here. Then you'll find a blank page. And then you'll find the instructions. So it says you must not use a calculator to answer any questions in this test. You have 40 minutes to complete this test. Follow the instructions for each question. Work as quickly and as carefully as you can. If you need to do working out, you can use the space around the question, but don't write over any barcodes because they're at the bottom of every page. There's one here as an example. They need to use those for their SATS admin things, so please don't write on those. Right, so and some questions have a method box like this, which you would have seen in the arithmetic papers. So think of those as like your space in your maths book, because you can use those for showing a method, and you might also get a mark for showing a method. So a question might be worth 2 marks. If you show a method but don't get the answer right, you can still get 1 mark, so always make sure you show a method. If you can't do a question, go on to the next one. So if you find that you're spending far too long on one question, think actually there could be some marks elsewhere in the paper for me to pick up. So why don't you come back to that bit later if you've got some time? So, and if you finish before the end, go back and check your work. And just a quick word on the mark sheet and the marks. The number under each line at the side of the page tells you the number of marks available for each question. Okay, so for each question, I'm going to let you pause it just to have a go at the question yourself, and I'll go through the answers with you and with some of them, I'll also go through some hints and tips on how to approach each question. So let's get started. Okay, pause the video and have a go at question 1. Okay, how did you get on? So it says circle the clock that shows 5 minutes past 11. So I can see that it's this clock here. So well done if you got this one. Okay, question 2. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, how'd you get on? So it says, write these temperatures in order, starting with the lowest. So I can see that the lowest is -10. Then we've got -4. Then we've got 1 degree C. Then we've got 3 degrees C. And then 6 degrees C. And that is worth 1 mark. So well done if that's what you got for that one. Okay, question 3. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, how'd you get on? So it says ABC is a triangle. What are the coordinates of point C? So let's have a look. So we always go along the x-axis first, so along the corridor and up the stairs. So where C is here. So that's at point 6. Okay, and then if we go up, it's on 2. So that would be 6, 2. So well done if that's what you got for that one. Okay, question 4. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so it says some children choose their favourite zoo animal. The pictogram shows the results, and 1 circle stands for 2 children. How many more children choose tiger than elephant? Okay, so we've got 2, 4. So half a circle must be 1. So if elephant is 5, oh, let me just get my pen. That must be 5. So tiger is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 times 2, so that's 12. Okay, so the difference between that, so I'll do 12 take away 5, which is 7. So well done if you got 7. Okay, time for question 5. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, cars and motorbikes are parked in a street. A car has 4 wheels, a motorbike has 2 wheels. Stefan counts 3 motorbikes and 5 cars. He counts 28 wheels altogether. Explain why Stefan cannot be correct. So there's lots and lots of examples of what the mark scheme says could be right. So what I'll do is I'll literally just read out all the answers to what the mark scheme says. And so well done if you've got any of these. So it says, so he says uses 5 cars and 3 motorbikes to show that the total number of wheels can't be 28 because there's 26 wheels. So there are 5 times 4, which is 20 for the cars, and 3 times 2 is 6, so that's the motorbike. So that means altogether there would be 26 and not 28. 20 and 6, he is wrong because you would need an extra pair of wheels. Another answer says because on 5 cars there are 20 wheels, but on 3 motorbikes there are 6 wheels. So he would need another motorbike to have 28 wheels. 26, not 28 is another answer. So plenty of different answers that you can choose from. So well done if you got any of those. Okay, question 6. Pause the video and have a go. Right, so it says Kirsty buys 1 litre of apple juice for £1.39. She pays with a £5 note. How much change does Kirsty get? So one thing that you could do if you're not 100% sure, you could pop this into some column multiplication. Subtraction, not multiplication. What am I doing? So what am I saying? So because when you're finding change, it's subtraction, isn't it? So I did say at the beginning I would make a few mistakes here and there. So let's have a go at working out how much change she gets. So we're going to just can't do that. So 0 take 9 we still can't do. So 10 take away 9 is 1. 9 take away 3 is 3. And 6, sorry. There we go. And 4 take away 1 is 3. So that'll be £3.61. So well done if you got £3.61. Okay, question 7. Pause the video and have a go. Right, so it says here's a number sequence. We've got 75, 50, 25. Write the next 2 numbers in the sequence. So I can see that it's going down in 25s. So we've got so 25 take away 25 would be 0. Then 0 take away 25 would be minus 25. So well done if that's the answer that you got. Okay, question 8. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says in 2012 there were 24,372 schools in the United Kingdom. Round the number of schools to the nearest 100. Okay, so what we need to do, pardon me. So what we need to do is have a look at the tens column. Okay, so I know that the 7 rounds up, so that means the number of schools that there would be to the nearest 100 would be 24,400. Okay, well done if that's what you got. Okay, question 9. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so let's see. It says here are some diagrams showing parts of a circle. Match each diagram to the name of the dashed line. So I'm going to use my straight line for this. So I know the circumference is the bit that goes all around the outside. I know the diameter is all the way across the circle. And I know the radius is just the measurement from the centre to the edge of the circle. So I'll pop those in there. So well done if that's what you got for that question. Okay, question 10. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says Ken thinks of a number. He divides it by 3. The answer is 72. What was Ken thinking of? So any of these kind of questions, I would literally just do the inverse. So we need to multiply 72 by 3. It does say that you can use the space around the question to do this. So 2 times 3 is 6. And 7 times 3 in the tens is 21. So we've got 216. So well done if you got 216. Okay, let's take a look at question 11. Pause the video to have a go. It says, write the number that is 1,000 more than 19,039. So that would be, oh, pen's gone. Try again. 20,039. Oh, there's 0 there. Make sure that you put those in as well. So 20,039. So it wouldn't be 20, then the 39, which I nearly did. Make sure that you've got the right amount of digits to show the place value for that as well. Then it says, write the number that's 100 less than 19,039. So that would be 18,939. So well done if you got both of those answers. Okay, question 12. So you might want to draw this onto your piece of paper to help you out with it. So pause the video to have a go. Right, so it says draw all the lines of symmetry on this shape. Use a ruler. Okay, so I'm going to use my straight line thing on here. So if you've got one going this, you should have one going this way, and then a line going this way. And they're the only two that you need. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, question 13. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says 1/5 of a number is 22. What is the number? So this one, you would literally just need to multiply 22 by 5. And so that would be, let me just get the right pen back. Sorry, just bear with me. That would be 110. Okay, so well done if that's what you got. Okay, let's take a look at question 14. Okay, time for question 14. So you will need to use a protractor for this question, and you might want to draw this out on your piece of paper if that helps you, or if you're using the paper, then just measure it on the paper. Okay, so pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so if you've got anything, but if you've got any of these measurements, so 128 degrees, 129 degrees, 130 degrees, 131 degrees, or 132 degrees. Those are all, any of those are absolutely fine. So well done if that's what you got for that one. Okay, question 15. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so we've got 4 fractions and we need to place them on the in the correct place on the number line. So I can see halfway along, I'll put my half. I know that half of a half is a quarter, so that's going to go there. Okay, so then 1/3 I can see would go here. And then 1/6 would go here because that's half of a third. So well done if you got those. Okay, question 16. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so it says one day last year, the rate of rainfall from 6:30 a.m. from until 9 a.m. was 2 millimeters per hour. What was the total rainfall from 6:30 a.m. until 9 a.m.? So let's count up in hours what we've got. So we've got so 6:30 till 7:30 would be 2 millimeters. From 7:30 to 8:30 would be 2 more millimeters. Then 8:30 till 9 is only half an hour, so half of 2 is 1. So that if you add all of these together, the total would be 5 millimeters. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, let's take a look at question 17. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so it says the manager of a flower shop orders 4 boxes of red roses. There are 50 boxes in each box. The manager makes bunches with 6 roses in each bunch. What is the greatest number of bunches that can be made? Okay, so we need to find out the most amount of bunches of roses that can be made for this question, basically. So let's use what we know to work out what we don't know. So we could do 4 times 50, which is 200. So let's pop that on here. Because it is a 2-mark question. It says show your method. It's worth 2 marks. So 40 times 50 is 200. And then let's divide that by 6. Okay, so we've got, 6 into 2 we can't do, so we're going to move that 2 over to there. 6 into 20 goes 3 times. Then 2 into, we've got the remainder of 2. Then 6 into 20 goes 3 times. And then there's going to be another remainder. So we've got, well, I'm going to put it into a decimal. So we've got another remainder of 2, so then 3. That's going to keep on going because it's quite a recurring thing. So so we could just make 33 bunches in total. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, let's have a little look at question 18. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says a cinema sells tickets at 3 different prices. 1/20th of the tickets are price A, 3/5 of the tickets are price B, the rest of the tickets are price C. What fraction of the tickets are price C? So what I would do is I would make all the fractions the same. So if we've got A is 1/20th, so why don't we make 3/5 into 20th? Because we know we can do that with that. So let's have a go. So 3/5. I'm going to make that into 20ths. And it does say show your method. It's another 2-mark question, so I'm making sure I'm doing that. So 5 goes into 20 4 times. So we need to do the same to the denominator, the numerator here. That'll be 12. Okay. 1/20th is price A, so we add that on. So that's 1/20th. So that would make 13/20ths. Okay. So the whole amount would be 20/20ths. Okay. So 20/20ths take away 13/20ths equals 7/20ths. Okay. So that would be how much the rest of what price C tickets would be, what fraction they would be. So well done if you got 7/20ths. Okay, time for question 19. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says write the missing number to make this division correct. So 15,000 divided by something equals 75. Well, I know that 75 times 2 is 150. So if I just add on 2 extra zeros, I will have 200. Okay, so that's just a little fact I've learnt. You could also do 75. You could also divide 75 by 15,000, or anything that helps you think you might get there. But that's just a fact that I know, that 75 times 2 is 150. And just add the 2 extra zeros on from here to make 200. So well done if you got 200. Okay, question 20. Pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so how did you get on with this one? So we know that all I'm going to do is just write the numbers in the boxes here. So I've got a 5 goes in here, and I've got a 3 which goes in here. So well done if you got those. If you'd like me to expand on this, please let me know, and I'm happy to let you know about how to do that question. But well done if those are the 2 answers that you got. Okay, time for question 21. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so it says the height of the tallest person in history is 8 feet 11 inches. Wow, that's huge. Anyway, so I've got a conversion table. So 1 foot is 30 centimetres, 1 inch is 2.5 centimetres. It says use this conversion table to calculate the height of the tallest person in centimetres. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the feet first. So let's start off with 8 feet. So 1 foot is 30 centimetres. So 8 feet must be 8 times 30. So I know that 8 times 30 will be 240 centimetres. Okay. Oh, I don't want to have 8 times 40 there. What an absolute wally. Let's start again. So 8 times 30 equals 240. Okay. Again, it says show your method, and it's 2 marks, so I'm going to be doing the same myself. Okay, so now we need to work out the inches. So 1 inch is 2.5 centimetres, so we need to multiply 2.5 by 11. So let's do that. So 2.5 times 11. So can you see that I'm using the boxes to the squares on the grid just to help me line up my digits? Anyway, so 1 times 5 is 5. then 1 times 2 is 1 times 2 is 2. Pop a 0 here underneath. So then 1 times 5 is 5. Then 1 times 1 is 2. Let's add those all together. So that would be 5, then a dot there for the decimal point, then 7, then 2. Okay, and then we just need to literally add these two answers together, 240 and 27.5. So let's do that. So 240 add 27.5. Oh, my add is now in the middle of all of that. Let's move that out the way. Okay, 27.5, and I'm going to pop a 0.0 here just to help me line up my digits correctly. So 0 add 5 in the tenths is 5. Pop a decimal point in. 0 add 7 is 7. 4 add 2 in the tens is 6. And then 2 add, you can always pop a 0 there if that helps. 2 add 0 in the hundreds is 267. So that's 267.5 centimeters. So well done if you got that answer. Okay, time for question 22. Pause the video to have a go. You can always draw this out on your piece of paper if you need to, or you can draw all over the piece of paper. If you've got the test paper printed out, then you can also draw on that as well, if that helps. So pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says here is a regular hexagon. The area of the shaded triangle is double the area of the small shaded triangle. Okay, so it says what fraction of the whole hexagon is the shaded area? So why don't we just have a little look at put a line down there? So they're now all the same, aren't they? We've got 3 of those, so we know the denominator is the numerator is going to be 3. Let me just get the pen. There we go. 3. Okay, and then we need to work out what our denominator might be. So let's have a look. So let's draw a line across here. Okay, so then we've got these here, which we can now make all these other triangles up like so. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay, now we can work out how many pieces there are, how many triangles there are all together. So let's count those with him. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the fraction of the whole hexagon of the shaded area is 3/12. So well done if that's what you got there. Okay, so let's take a look at question 23. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says a small box contains 650 grams of cereal. A large box contains 20% more cereal. One portion of cereal is 40 grams. How many full portions are in a large box? So what we need to do is find out what 20% more of 650 would be. So let's do that. So 10%, we can literally just divide 650 by 10 equals 65. Okay, so to find 20%, we just multiply 65 by 2, which is 130. Okay, so you could do our column multiplication method if that helps, if you're not quite sure of that number fact. Again, it says show your methods, so make sure that you're showing some methods. You could do this if that helps you. Okay, right, so we're going to add 650 to 130 to find how much is in a large box. So let's do that. Let's pop that into some methods here. So 0 add 0 is 0, 5 add 3 is 8, and that's 7. 6 and 1 is 7. Right, so now we need to divide 780 by 40. So what we could do is divide 78 by 4 and then just multiply it by 10 at the end or something. So let's have a go at doing that. So 7 into 8 is 4. So let's divide everything by 10 and times it by 10 at the end. So 4 into 78 goes once, and then there's 3 left over, and then we've got 4 into 38 goes, oh, let's see, the closest would be 9. Okay, well, actually, that makes sense anyway on its own. So I've just sort of removed those because I'm still going to get 19 portions. So even if I divided 780 by 40, I'm still going to get 19. I'm going to have 2 left. I've got a remainder of 2. So let's do that. So 4 into 5 into 20 goes 5. But the answer scheme is only really looking for is only looking for like a whole amount, so just like one portion. So one portion would be just 19 for that one, because half a portion there isn't a full portion, so we want the full portions. So that would be 19. So well done if you got 19. Okay, question 24. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says 1,200 pupils were asked this question. How important is it to have a break when using a screen? This chart shows the results. So 12% say it's not important, 41% say it's not important, so it's quite important, and we don't know the percentage of what very important is. So there are several different ways that you could do this. What you could do is you could add up the 2 that we do have to get 53%, and then work out 53% of 1,200, which would be 636, and then take that away from 1,200 to give you 564. Or you could, if you've got any other ways that you could do that, please let me know. So if you've got 564, well done, if that's what you got. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, so this one I'm going to film in a few little parts. So let's look at question 25. Let's look at the first bit first. So pause the video to have a go. So it says there are 25 sheets of paper in a small pack. There are 500 sheets in a large pack. How many small packs make one large pack? So I know that 25 times 4 is 100. So that would be 4 of those, and 4 times 5, so 4 times 5 to make that would be 20 sheets. 20 small packs would make large pack, not 20 sheets. What am I on about? Right, so 20 is the answer for that one. So well done if that's what you got for that question. Okay, let's look at the second part of the question. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says the mass of the paper in the large pack is 2.4 kilograms. Kilograms? What is the mass of one sheet of paper in grams? So we've got, a large box, a large pack is 500 sheets, and the mass of the paper is 2.4 kilos. We want to find out how much one sheet is. So you would literally just need to do 2.4 divided by 100. By 500, sorry, like so. So you may want to choose a method of doing that. So that would equal 0.0048. Okay, and we want that in grams. So we know there's 1,000 kilos in 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So it's times 0.0048 by 1,000. Okay, so then we need to, so let's move this decimal point 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3 to make a total of 4.8 grams. Do let me know how you got on with that one and what other methods that you came up with to find that one. So it does say to show your method, it is worth 2 marks. So please let me know how you got on with that one. Okay, so last question. So well done for getting this far. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says this formula is used to estimate the mass in kilos of young children. It says mass equals 2 times, and in brackets, age in years, add 5. Stefan's sister is 4 years of age. Use this formula to estimate her mass. So we need to pop in. So I'm going to do just literally write it on top like this. So she's 4, add 5 is 9, times that by 2 to make 18 kilos. Okay. So well done if you got 18 kilos for that question. And then let's have a look at the second bit of the question. The mass of Megan's brother is 16 kilos. Use this formula to estimate his age. So if his mass is 16, so we just need to just divide everything by this now. So, and then just do the inverse. So we need to divide by 2, so that's 8. Okay, and then subtract 5 to make an answer of 3 in total. So the estimate is 3 years old. So well done if you got those answers. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's been helpful. Do let me know how you got on. Do let me know any methods that you might have used for any of the questions, if any of them are different to mine. I'd love to know, just so I can use those for future videos and to help in teaching as well. That would be super helpful. And if you'd like to book tuition, please use the contact details on our homepage. Thanks so much, and take care, and hope all goes well.